Okay, so now I'm going to talk about, I've already spoken about everything else. Spiritual teaching models based on questioning, spiritual teaching models that either are or could be based on experiential language. And I at least touched on in the beginning spiritual teaching models based on transmission of energy. But the most important of them all is methodology. The spiritual teaching model based on methodology, on practice, on method, on technique, is more important than all the rest. I'm not saying there isn't a place for a questioning spiritual teaching model, that there isn't a place for spiritual teachers who give transmission and help people come to awakening. And I'm not saying that there isn't a place for an experiential language or a language of enlightenment spiritual teaching model. There is a place for all of that. And the more tools we can develop in all these areas, the better. But that said, a real methodology and a correct understanding of spiritual methodology will get more consistent, reliable results than all the other approaches. I've tried to tease out the best principles in all these approaches. Not so much transmission, but the questioning kind of spiritual model, the experiential language model. I've tried to tease out the best kind of directions to go with these things. But methodology is the best way to go in everything. I'm not saying that there isn't a place that some people may need a questioning process or an experiential language approach, but I think the most reliable is correct methodology. So, on that note, methodology for enlightenment methodology. You basically have the basic principle, which I've already noted, which is you're seeking to defocus or displace awareness from the body, the mind, etc. And you can do this through three basic pathways: through awareness, through space, and through oneness. And so that's it. That's the basic principle. And those are the basic pathways. Now, you can break it down into more specific methods from, in each of those categories of awareness, space, and oneness. And so I'm going to start with awareness again, and just say, okay, I had developed these methods, in my other videos, and I have written things on my blog, but I'm just going to summarize them. You can take your awareness and you can go backward with it. So instead of going forward with your awareness, as most people do, and focusing on their body, their mind, their thoughts, their emotions, their senses, the other people, their environment, you can take your awareness and take it backward. And when you go backward and you keep going backward, there's a point at which you can't go backward any further. And that's when you come to awareness. That's simple. That's the simplest description of that particular method. Then there's a method of turning inward. You can take your awareness and say, okay, my awareness is focused on my body, my thoughts, my emotions, whatever, my experiences in life. And now I need to turn my awareness inward. And you say, well, how do I turn my awareness inward? You say, well, I can focus my awareness on what I'm focusing it on now. So I can take my awareness and turn it 180 degrees and bring my awareness to awareness. I can come to turn my awareness inward and have an awareness of awareness. It is possible to do it. So that's how you apply that method. And also you could say further that if you can focus your awareness, you can defocus your awareness. If you can place your awareness somewhere in your psyche, at some psychic position or psychic location, then if you can place it, if you can locate it, you can displace it or dislodge it or whatever you want to call it. But also you can drop everything. You can just say, screw it, I'm done. I've had it with life. And when I say that, I'm not talking about depression. I'm not talking about suicide. I'm not talking about, you know, giving up on life or anything like that. I'm saying that you just completely drop everything. You surrender your life. You let it completely go. And when you do that, what you're doing is you're letting go of all your focuses. You're relaxing your focus on your life and your body. You're defocusing. You're displacing it. And so you're coming directly to awareness. Because that's all that's left. When you let everything go, you just got awareness. And that's it. But I want to talk about some other methods that are not necessarily my own, that are other people's, that are based on the awareness methodology. So you have these, there's Douglas Harding and his experiments, which are, the headlessway.org, what have you. And what he has people do is take their finger and point at their own face and try to ascertain, what is there, who is there. That method is a methodology based on awareness, which is by pointing at yourself, at your own face with your finger, the goal is to bring your awareness back to yourself and to realize your awareness, to turn your awareness upon your awareness. Self-inquiry, the method of Ramana Maharshi, same thing. You're not just asking the question, who am I? You are taking your awareness and trying to look into yourself with your awareness and find out who you are, what your awareness is. There's also Richard Rose, very important spiritual teacher, spiritual philosopher, whatever. I don't know how you categorize him, but he has this. His approach is this retreat from untruth, but also this what he calls a reverse vector, which is you have a vector, an arrow, a direction, which is what I'm talking about. You're focusing your awareness on your thoughts and emotions in your body, and you're creating a reverse vector. Now you're going to take your awareness and focus it inward on awareness. So that's another way to conceptualize it. Then there's Dzogchen. Dzogchen has very clear awareness practices where what you're trying to do is go directly into awareness and ascertain what your awareness is, the real nature of it, and experience it directly, immediately, without any kind of intermediary or elaboration or wasting any time, just to get directly into your awareness. One thing I want to clarify is when people say here and now, be here now, they're misunderstanding. They're thinking that, I need to be mindful of my body, my thoughts, my emotions, all this kind of stuff, and be here now. No, that is not correct. What you are trying to do, there's something to be said for those practices. I'm not against those practices. What I'm saying is that what you're trying to recognize here now is being, is awareness. And you have to get directly into your awareness, the real nature of it, in order to recognize that it's always here now. And that's a subtle distinction that I don't hear many Buddhists talking about, but it's an important one. So that's just a basic outline of methods of defocusing or displacing awareness through awareness. Now, how do you do it? Through space. So you can do it by expanding your awareness outwards. So in other words, here's your awareness. You feel that your awareness, you experience your awareness as being localized in your body, your mind, your thoughts, your emotions, whatever. Okay, fine. That's a real experience. There's some truth to it. There's some validity to it. Now, expand your awareness outward in all directions. Outside of your skin, beyond your skin, and see how far your awareness can expand. That's all. That's the method. Another one is to fill up space. In other words, take your awareness and say, okay, my awareness is focused on my body, and I'm in this room, and there's the walls, and now I'm going to expand my awareness and see if I can fill up this room with my awareness. And what you're really trying to do is to take your awareness beyond your physical form and your psyche, and to experience awareness, or, well, to experience space directly. So another approach of methodology of coming to defocusing awareness, displacing awareness through space, is letting go. This is kind of like, this is similar to dropping everything, but it's different. It's a different emphasis. It's not as immediate. Dropping everything means dropping everything. You completely surrender right now. Letting go is more relaxed, more casual. It's kind of like, I'm just going to let everything go. I'm going to let all these energies go. I'm going to let this ego go, let this body go. I'm going to let everything just be free. You are completely letting it go, but it's more relaxed in the emphasis. And if you do that, you can come directly into awareness of space. Now I'm going to talk about some other methods. These are other people's methods. Those are my methods that I mentioned, those first three. Now I'm going to talk about other people's methods. Douglas Harding, again, he has this method, the car method, which is you're driving in a car and you recognize that the car and your body are moving through your awareness, rather than that it's your self or awareness or body that's moving. I mean, in a sense, okay, yes, your body is moving and your car is moving, but is your identity within them, and are they moving? Are you moving through space, or is your whole life, is space moving? Is your life moving through space, or is space? Anyway, I'm mixing up all the terminology, but the point is, you're in the car and you're driving and you're trying to see that the car and your body are within space, rather than that you're inside of your body in the car. So anyway, I messed that one up. But a Dzogchen practice that is a Dzogchen practice which is interesting, is this whole thing of sky gazing, of looking at the sky. This is a practice of defocusing awareness through space also. Then there's the Buddhist practice of recognizing the emptiness, that emptiness and form are the same, the emptiness of phenomena, the emptiness of objects, the emptiness of form, that form and emptiness are the same. That is a practice of space. That is, if you can look at forms and recognize their underlying emptiness, then you can come directly to this awareness of space. Then there's Zen. The Zen practice is very interesting. It's a very subtle kind of practice. And it's this, not just the sitting meditation, but all the different aspects of it and the emphasis. It's very much rooted in this concept of trying to come directly to this awareness of space. And so, I'm not going to elaborate it too much, but if you look at many of the statements of Zen teachers, masters, and their awakening, and how they describe the fundamental nature of the mind, or the Buddha nature, or what have you, and how they came to their awakening, and how they emphasize things, you see again and again this, not just this emphasis of coming directly to awareness or perceiving oneness, but kind of like this sense of coming to this awareness through space. So now I have one final aspect of the methodology, which is defocusing, displacing awareness through oneness. And